Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
And welcome back to America's Heroes Group, Roundtable with partner Chicago Regional Office of Veterans Benefits Administration. January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and it's a new year, 2022, Saturday, January the 8th, not the 20th, trying to get through the year already. January 8th, 2022, our host is Kelley. I'm Sean Claiborne, co-host. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is Ivan Ortega of Scouts to Honor Productions. And also don't forget to like us and also go to see us on Facebook live streaming. We're on Facebook and also many other platforms such as the iHeartRadio app. Also digital TV streaming on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our partner is Zondra's TV Network. Just go on Roku on one of your platforms, search for Zondra's TV Network, that's Zondra, then search for America's Heroes Group, and you can see us. Or you can Google us. You can Google us on America's Heroes Group, americashg.org, and like and share and see other shows we've done in the past. So we have a panelist on, Rich Lopresti. He is a U.S. Army veteran and Intelligence Military Command Officer in the Chicago Regional Office of Public Affairs and Management Analyst in the Director's Office. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. And you're going to talk
It's
about...
nice to be back on the show.
Oh, yeah. Great to have you back on the show. And it's a new year. We have a lot of new things to talk about. One thing you wanted to bring up was the public contact team. So give us some more information about that. What are ways we can connect with the VA, and how is that important? What's changed? What's new for 2022?
Well, what I really wanted to come on to talk about is I realize, we come on your program a lot and we talk about the claims process and various types of claims, but we've never actually talked about our public contact team. And what our public contact team is our public-facing customer service representatives. Okay. We call them legal admin specialists or intake specialists, but it's basically they are our customer service reps. And they are, right now, we are open for business, either virtually or in person by appointment. So these employees are in the office every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and we take appointments from 8 to 3 o'clock. And you can schedule those appointments either by calling 312-980-4482 or by going to the website, and we're using the visitor engagement and reporting app on the website, which allows you to schedule your own appointment. If you call the local telephone number, you'll speak with one of our employees who are able to schedule for either an in-person or a virtual appointment. And this public contact team, they don't just file claims or help you file your claim. They're also available to give you different kind of letters that you may need, like a benefit letter showing exactly, what your benefits are with the VA. This time of year, something that's very important, and we have a lot of vets reaching out to us, are tax letters for property tax deferrals and property tax reductions, which is a great benefit that the state of Illinois applies. We can also check on your claim status. They can help you with a claim. We can even upload evidence. If one of our claims processors is working on your claim and they reach out to you to provide some evidence, you may get a letter in the mail saying, hey, you indicated that you are receiving private medical treatment. We would like to have that. We need a copy of that. Please send it in. If you don't have the ability to upload it online, you can come into the office and we'll make sure it gets uploaded. And any service that we provide you, we make sure that you take home a copy of any of the information that we work with you on, so you have a copy for your own records, but we also upload it into your file as well. So I thought I'm working with the public contact team right now, which is a nice change for me. And I figured it was time that we gave a little bit of love to these employees who are really dedicated professionals that every day, even during COVID, are meeting with our veterans on a regular basis.
I like the fact that you started talking about some of the ways people can do things online digitally, because a lot of people, particularly younger veterans, like people coming back from Afghanistan, are more in tune with social media, more in tune by doing things either by text or doing things by online. Being able to do that yourself online, I think, is a huge benefit. Have you seen people taking advantage of that?
We definitely have, and that's one of the reasons we went to using the visitor engagement and reporting app. If you go to the website, there's actually a QR code, and all you have to do is with your phone grab the QR code, and it will take you right to the website where you're able to, handle your own business right there. You can schedule your appointment. It's the same thing with our web pages like www.va.gov or www.ebenefits.va.gov. These are pretty much self-service portals. You can go online. You can start your claim. You can check the status of your claim. And there's even the ability to chat online with someone. So from Monday through Friday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., there's a live chat available, agents available to chat with you. And like you said, a lot of the younger veterans are very, very tech savvy, and they would prefer this method than calling or even having to take time out of their day to come in to the office. But we maintain that presence in the office because we still have a lot of veterans that prefer that in contact face-to-face, as well as the fact that we are co-located with Jesse Brown. So quite often we'll have veterans that may have a medical appointment in Jesse Brown, but they'll come over and take care of some business with their claims or to grab like one of those tax letters or a benefits letter or things like that. But we see a lot of activity through the website. Part of that VERA application is on our end. When a veteran goes in there and schedules his appointment on our end, then it instantly pops up. We see whether the veteran wants an in-person or a virtual. And I can explain the difference there with the virtual, because a lot of times people think that virtual is automatically a Teams meeting or something like that, and they might be a little bit intimidated by that or not having access to that, an application like Teams or Zoom or something like that. But we'll actually just contact you by phone. We can set it up either way. The appointment's set up so that it's a phone interview, but our LASs reach out, and if you want to join by Teams or Zoom or something like that, they're able to provide that information to you. And then, this way, especially now that the COVID numbers are rising again, so a lot of people, we saw a rise in our virtual appointments this week because I think between the cold weather and the COVID numbers going up, a lot of people prefer to stay home and take care of it that way. Mm-hmm. I will say one thing: if you are coming into the regional office, please just be prepared to wear a mask at all times for your protection and the protection of our employees as well. And you'll be screened for COVID. You'll just be asked some questions when you come into the building.
So what's the difference between when you call one of the 800 numbers you see on the VA website versus dialing the local 312 number? So if I'm assuming you dial the 312 number, you're going straight to Jesse Brown. If you use the 800 number, how do they route you or know where to route you? Because there's actually a few numbers you can call for different things for veterans' help.
Yeah, right. So the 1-800-827-1000, that's a number that you can ask your questions about benefits, such as like GI Bill, your claim status, or disability benefits, and you'll get someone from a national call center. And if it's specific to our regional office, they will reach out to us and either a return call or in some occasions they can possibly transfer the calls. But normally it would just be they would refer you to us. If you call the 312 number, the local Chicago number, you're going to get directly the Chicago VBA regional office. So it will ring right there in our office, and you'll be able to talk with our intake specialist, Daryl, who's a great guy with years of experience, and he'll be able to route your call to the LAS that would be free at the moment, or he'll be able to schedule you an appointment for a time that's more beneficial to the veteran, and then the process would go on from there. So for the 800 number, you're calling a national number, and they can provide any information about VA benefits. Or if you call the 312 number, you're going to locally call our office, and we can help you with the same items. But mostly in the regional office, we would be talking about your claims or any benefits letter, and helping you with your claim. And then there's an additional number locally that is 312-980-5800. 4458, and that's for our Veteran Readiness and Employment set division. So we keep that as a separate number just to route the calls more directly for the veterans, so they don't have to wait on hold or wait to get routed to the proper department.
I was always curious, what is Jesse Brown, because here in Chicago, to people that are listening nationally and across the world, Chicago has two great VA offices. You have one in Maywood, and we have the Jesse Brown. Do you guys communicate, or are you guys segregated in any kind of way? How are you guys hooked up as far within the regional office?
Oh, I'm actually really glad you asked that, because it was kind of one of the things that I wanted to discuss. With Jesse Brown, because we're located on the same campus, we actually have a great relationship with them. We actually have our LASs under normal conditions when COVID's not as high as it is right now. We have one of our LASs actually posted in Jesse Brown to make it more convenient for the veterans. We also are working with Hines and even Lovell to expand our exposure into their spaces. So again, rather than veterans having to come into Chicago, into the city proper, because I believe 60% of the veterans that we serve are in the collar counties. Mm-hmm. So they can go to North Chicago, to Lovell Federal Housing Care Center, mm-hmm. and to Hines VAMC as well. But we are regularly involved in meetings with all of the facilities through our public affairs office, and we keep in touch on a regular basis. We share information. For instance, part of my role now is if referrals come in from Jesse Brown or Hines or Lovell, they will normally come through me, and then we'll schedule whatever's necessary. But the social workers in all three of the facilities are able to get in touch with us so that we can get the veteran the service that they need.
Now, how many calls do you think you field today, like this here in Chicagoland?
So in Chicago, since within the last couple of months, we've actually been seeing between 30 and 40 veterans a day average. It's a little bit lower than that right now, and I think that is based on COVID. And like I said, we're starting to see our virtual numbers tick up. We field a lot more calls for that. We also sometimes have referrals that people will call us, and there'll be calls for Jesse Brown. So we work back and forth with that. When we were open, and we were seeing probably about 100 veterans a day. Wow. Of course, it's down a little because we don't have the walk-in traffic. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of times when Jesse Brown is full force, all their clinics open, everybody coming into their office, we see a lot of people walk over because it's just a very short walk across the parking garage, and then we would have a lot of walk-in traffic. Right now, we're limiting that walk-in traffic because just for the safety of the veterans and our employees and the VA police that support us as well.
It sounds like veterans need to really start, taking their health seriously. So if the call traffic has dropped off, then veterans need to start using these other resources to get in touch with their people that are taking care of them, the healthcare professionals and things of that nature. Because
yeah, that's right, and that's the thing, and that's why we like to, it's beneficial for everyone when we're on your show, and we're able to put that information out. Like, we try to get that information out every way we can. For instance, we have signs posted on our front door, but we also have that offer up the local phone number as well as the Vera QR code, and we also have pamphlets in Jesse Brown. So if you're in for your appointment and you don't necessarily want to come into an office building, you can pick up one of these pamphlets or just capture the QR code off the pamphlet, and then you'd be able to, in your leisure, when you get back to your house, be able to schedule an appointment or call in.
Nothing is
so it's important for us to spread the word out. And again, you had mentioned earlier how we have a lot more younger veterans now, and they're all tech savvy, and everyone carries phones, and they know how to use them as well as anyone. So it's now it's our role to get this information out so that we're able to serve the veterans in a manner that they want to be served.
And then in the past, I remember they had a lot of controversy about long wait times for people that were calling the crisis hotline, which is a different number. But people were calling different places to get appointments, and the callback times were slow and things like that. How was that improved? I know Chicago wasn't as bad as a lot of places around the country, but how was that improved from what you've seen?
Yeah, I think locally for us, we're not having any issues with that. We have the capacity to handle all our calls and to handle all the veterans that want to come in. But to help process the claims and to avoid some of the wait times, we've just gone through a hiring initiative. We're in the process of adding about 40 employees to help process claims, which will be a huge benefit to our local veterans in the area. But that's also a nationwide hiring initiative. And with that comes an expansion of the call centers that will take like those 800 number phone calls. So there's more bodies available to support the veterans to help reduce the time in both the time you wait to get an appointment, the time you wait for your claim to be taken care of.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think that's good that we're doing that. It seems like a long time coming to get some of these things online and also start using the social media. Because our young generation, I mean, that's what I use. I mean, if it wasn't for apps and things like that, I probably wouldn't be getting a lot of the appointments I've been scheduling over the last couple of years.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And now we're starting to see a movement towards we all do town halls, and now the hospitals are moving to using Facebook and applications like that to do these town halls where they're able to engage in with the veterans in a manner that the veterans are, it's second nature for many of our younger veterans. They grew up with this technology and they're so used to it. But at the same time, we make sure that we still have that public-facing customer service representatives that can handle the veterans that do want to come in. A lot of times the older veterans are still much more comfortable talking to somebody face-to-face. So we're trying to broaden our appeal so we can get to everyone, because we don't want to leave anyone out. These veterans have all earned the benefits that we are trying to get them, and it should be easy for them to access us.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I think a lot of veterans need to get out there and start looking online to see what they're eligible for, because these things aren't just given to you right automatically. You have to apply, you have to go through a process, and to get that ball rolling, you got to investigate and find out what you can actually receive. There is a benefits booklet that comes out. How do people get a hold of that benefits booklet that comes out every year?
And well, now we'll have them at our office, but all those questions can be answered online. So if you go to the eBenefits site or va.gov and then you click on benefits, because if you go to the va.gov site, it will list on the main page what you can do on that page, and benefits available and claims processing is one of those things that's on that page. So you can do your research at home. If you don't have the ability to do that, or even while you're commuting, if you're taking mass transit or something like that, you're able to do that on your phone. If you are unable to do it that way, and then that's where the phone numbers come in. That 1-800-827-1000 number, that will get the employees that answer the phone there. They can reference any benefit that we have, and they can point you in the right direction on how to file. Mm-hmm. It's the same way locally. If you have questions about benefits that are available, you contact us on the local number, the 312-980-4482, to talk to someone, or to go. You can use the Vera app and set up an appointment if you'd rather do that. And then we're able to go through the benefits that are available to you. A lot of times we get veterans that have no idea the benefits that they are entitled to. So we'll help them put in a claim for these benefits, or we'll point them to the Veterans Readiness and Employment section to do some program through them to get them back in the workforce if that's what they need. Again, and then separate from our local regional office, there's you can get a VA mortgage. You can get other education benefits outside of veteran readiness and employment. College tuition money, stipends over the to help with expenses while you're in those programs. So the VA really has a ton of benefits that are available to our veterans. And the veterans, now we're trying to make sure that there's multiple ways for the veterans to become aware of those.
Mm-hmm. And also kind of break down those barriers to getting the access to these benefits, because in the past, before computers and digital media and social media kind of took over, it was so hard to find all the forms you needed. You had to go get a form, a DD's this or that, or a ER 577 or whatever. It's some crazy form you had to fill out. And you filled out 15 pages worth of forms, and it was filled out wrong. You had to do it all over again. And now with the computers, it's a lot more streamlined. I've been on some of the websites, and they still have a little bit of growing room to grow. But it's way better than what it used to be just 5 or 6 years ago. And if you go back 10 or 15 years ago, it's like leaps and bounds. It's a whole nother world compared to how easy it is to find out things that you couldn't find out before. You had to go read it up in a book. You had to go get the book. You had to go. It was like 500 pages long. You had to go and then ask questions about it. Talk to the administrative NCO, see what they had to say about it. Now you just go online. You just go get an app. What's the name of that app again?
It is called Vera, and it's the Visitor Engagement and Reporting app.
Wow.
And that's interesting that you talk about the claims, because I actually filed my first claim, because I'm a veteran. I filed my first claim in 2003, and none of it was computer-based at that time. It was all paperwork, hand filled out, and then it was probably faxed in, I think, at the time, and then you waited to find out your results. Now, the beauty of having multiple ways of contacting the VA is that it also alleviates traffic in one particular area. So if you came to the regional office 5 or 10 years ago, you might have been 200 people deep in line waiting to be seen. But now we're able to manage that flow better because of technology, because of appointment schedules and things like that, and the fact that a lot of the younger veterans will just take care of everything online.
And I'm hoping that it continues, that they could improve the technology, get more savvy with how to set apps up. Because there's a wide disparity, but when you look on social media, certain places are really good and really clean about how they set up their social media and how they do their apps and things like that. Other places, not so much. So I think the VA is kind of still in the middle somewhere, but I hope over the years it'll continue to evolve and get better. So that way it's just easier to access things, easier to find things out.
Right, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're in a constant modernization mode, because the easier we can make it for the veterans to get the benefits that they've earned, the better it is for everyone, especially those veterans. So we, reduce the wait times and things like that.
Okay. What's the turnaround time do you see as far as a person coming in, say, for a benefits application, and then actually receiving their benefits? Is it more like a few week process, a few day process, a few month process? I know it varies from thing to thing, but
Yeah, it varies from claim to claim, but really right now, we're probably back up to about the 4-month time frame, and it's because of the COVID pandemic. What had happened in the height of COVID was that a lot of the exams that are necessary for these benefits were postponed or delayed because of COVID, because the hospitals that these exams take place in were so focused on COVID. Right now, we're seeing that change, outside of this most recent rise in COVID, but things over the summer had gotten better. Again, I said we're hiring to help with some of that backlog, as well as some of the new claims that we anticipate. So as it's no different than the supply chain with trying to get, food and other products. We run through the same thing. It had to do with our stoppage, had to do with some exams, so we couldn't rate claims because we were waiting there. But that backlog will dissipate pretty quickly, and then we'll get back down to a lower turnaround time. And again, that I would say that's an average turnaround time. Sometimes if there's some like a simpler claim, maybe like hearing loss or something like that. I don't mean simple from the disability itself. I mean, a claim that you're only putting in for one claim, you only need one exam. So the time for those are of course faster than if you have a claim for 6 or 7 disabilities and you have to go to multiple different appointments.
Rich Lopresti, U.S. Army veteran, Intelligence Military Command, and the Chicago Regional Office Public Affairs Management Analyst in the Director's Office. I thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to be on. Really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity.
My pleasure. This is America's Heroes Group. We'll be right back.